Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Octopath Traveler walkthrough. I've got a video that is literally just farming all of the different battle-tested weapons. The battle-tested weapons are some of the best weapons in the game. Unfortunately, if you want to try to farm them in this way, they're very difficult and they have only about a drop rate of 2%. So, you know, not a fun way to obtain these. There are other ways, you know, to obtain some of them. That being usually, you know, found in Chapter 4. I am not at that point in the story. I am still working on my Chapter 2, on my Chapter 2 stuff. But I wanted to actually just throw this stuff in here just because I wanted to try to get them. And you know, it takes, unfortunately, again, and maybe that's obvious, it takes a long time to actually get these via this method, but the first one that I decided to farm up here was the battle-tested sword, I believe is the name of this one, and obviously this is Boulder Fall inside this this house. Now, there's kind of you know, a couple of different ways that you can do this as well. These duels are actually worth a lot of experience, and so if you want to try to make or you know, try to level via this method, you can definitely do that. But unfortunately, though, like this guy is kind of behind another battle, right? So we have to duel the person out front in front of the house, and then we have to do the secondary duel inside. So it depends on how you want to handle this, but I actually prefer to basically save after I have already dueled the first person outside, and then, you know, basically just run across the zone line there, and then you know, and then that triggers the autosave, and then come in here and duel this guy. And then if I don't get the drop, then I just reset my game, so I don't have to do the secondary duel again. You know, it's questionable whether or not that's that big of a deal, and especially for this one, because this duel, the first person outside there is very, very weak, and so it honestly doesn't really take that much time to defeat that person. So, but yeah, that's up to you on whether or not you want to handle that. Here, I didn't take footage of me actually obtaining the item right then and there, but here it is: the battle-tested blade, 400 physical attack, 150 critical rate, and then augments physical abilities. So I haven't actually tried that out. I assume that you'll do more damage with, you know, your physical abilities. And my guess is that applies to all physical abilities, but I haven't actually tried that out. So I guess stay tuned for my testing. But all right, so this is the next battle here, and we are in Boulder Fall. I believe this is the spear. Let me just check here. Yes, battle-tested spear. So this is one where it is very similar to the sword, where there's a villager here outside of the house that we have to defeat first, and then we'll have to go in and defeat the second villager next. Now, this one I think is a better candidate for basically defeating the guy outside and then going and saving. That way you don't have to keep, you know, fighting that guy. But again, though, actually doing this duel, the old woman here, and of course, why wouldn't we be breaking into people's houses and, you know, beating down old women, because that's how we do. But yeah, so this is more of a you know, another maybe potential candidate for defeating the guy outside and then saving your game and then just reloading. But again, it's really your choice on whether or not you want to do that, and also keep in mind that you know, by resetting your game, you won't actually be leveling Ulbrich, and so you know, if that's something that you want to do, then I guess keep that in mind. And I think what I did here was actually you know, keep kind of this footage in here. Let's just see. Maybe I didn't. Oh, so I should also add, I actually really, really like the Forbidden Spear, and I should also say, geez, I'm using the what is this class? Rune? I'm sorry, is it the Rune Knight? Let me just see here. I can never remember. Rune Lord, yikes. With Ulbrich, I love this class for him, for duels. It's amazing. So, you know, generally what you do is you find whatever weakness these enemies have, and then apply the rune to his weapon. And also keep in mind, though, that the weapon that you're using to actually deal the damage, that weapon will use, or you will use that weapon's elemental stat in order to deal the damage from the spell, right? From the chaser. What is this called? Let me just see here when this applies. Pursuit. There it is, pursuit. So you'll swing once and then pursuit will trigger. And again, unfortunately though, that means that you need to have weapons that have good elemental attack. So like for a sword, for instance, I think it's like the elemental sword. That's the one from Alphas. That's the enemy right outside of the Ravis Manor, and I farmed that quite a while ago. But that's a really great, enchanted sword. I don't know if I said the name correctly, but that's the enchanted sword. And, that is a very, very good sword for elemental attack. It's rare to come across a sword that actually has, elemental attack on it at all. And so that's probably one of the things that you'll want to do early on if you're going to use this strategy. And I just love it. I think that this was a fantastic, combination for Ulbrich and dueling. I should also say that I've got Patience, equipped. That's from the Hunter. I've got, let's see what else is, let me just see here. I can never remember all these different support skills. So I've got Elemental Edge. That's from the Rune Lord itself. Then I've got Patience, and then I've got Second Serving. That's the one that, every once in a while you'll swing an additional time. And then I've got Eye for an Eye as well, and Eye for an Eye is just amazing for duels. But Second Serving is amazing for this setup as well. So you'll swing once, your pursuit skill will trigger, and then if your Second Serving basically happens, you'll swing one more time, and then you'll get an additional pursuit off of that. So that is one of the reasons why I love this setup. And you can see I'm just doing, I'm doing way more elemental damage here than I am physical damage. So anyways, that's kind of how I've set up, and kind of the the different I guess the way I kind of handle this. I actually did do a lot of these duels, and I did knock down this guy at the entrance here, and didn't just load my game constantly because I still kind of wanted to level at least a little bit here, but eventually I think I did, because this took so long. Eventually I had gained so many levels via just farming this person, that what I did was I defeated the guy outside, and then I went back and saved, and then I'd come in here and duel this lady, and then if I wouldn't get the drop, then I would just reset the game. But here I've cut in. Sorry about that. There's the footage of me actually obtaining the battle-tested spear. Again, I kind of like the spear, but I'll be honest, I think that Forbidden Spear is amazing for this. It's got the really, really high physical attack, but it's also got really great elemental attack as well. But there's the battle-tested physical attack 390, crit 148, and occasionally blinds the target. That is amazing. Just very, very powerful. Unfortunately, though, not that great of a spear if you want to duel with Ulbrich using this method, because it just doesn't have elemental attack on it. So, alright, the next stop here is this Clearbrook? I think it's Clearbrook, yeah. So, for this one, I wanted to, nope, it is Boulderfall. That's my bad. Back in Boulderfall, I guess I should say. And this is for the dagger, the battle-tested dagger. I should also say, I had brought this up earlier, but was it Elemental or Enchanted? I think it's Enchanted Sword. Enchanted Sword comes from very close here to from Alphas. That's the guy on he's to the left of us right now. But anyways, again, this is the dagger, and this comes from what is this? The guard captain leader or something like that. He's a little odd because he is only is it a 9? Whatever, 9 strength, right? I don't know what those are, what that's actually supposed to be. But most of these guys are, 10. I don't know. They're not the stars, right? But anyways, this guy also doesn't have an elemental weakness, but it doesn't really matter that much. He goes down pretty quickly and you know, just it still makes sense to actually put a rune on, right? Because you'll still get a lot of damage out of that. But here is the battle-tested dagger. Again, keep in mind that all of these are a 2% drop rate, so if you want these, it's going to take a while. So let's pull this up. Battle-tested dagger, 380 physical attack, 140 evasion, and occasionally decreases target's accuracy. Another really, really good weapon for, you know, like a physical class. But all right, so let's keep going here. So here we are in Atlasdam, and this is the guy here in the tavern. I can't remember the tavern patron. There you have it. And yeah, let's knock this guy down. So this guy has the axe, which I think is amazing. I want to use this a little bit more and figure out kind of the best way to use this, but it increases lightning and ice damage. Meaning, you know, it's going to be good for. I could see like I could see maybe for like an what is it? Elfin, right? Because he's got an axe as his base equipment for apothecary. But if you can, you know, if you use him as like a scholar, for instance, he could equip that axe and then, you know, deal more damage with ice and lightning abilities. You know, again with the scholar job. You know, it doesn't work just on him. You know, you could do the kind of the same thing with somebody like Hanit, right? Because she's able to use axes in her base job as well. So, you know, very, very interesting. You know, I suppose kind of combinations there. You could also do that honestly with anybody else if you subclass. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. If you I suppose it would work on somebody like Cyrus, if you take the apothecary job, right, or a hunter job would even work as well, right? So really anything that you know has a good skill set that can take advantage of the ice or lightning damage. But you know, yeah, it's just. I think it's really cool. I think it's very interesting, and I'll be honest. I love all of the caster spells, and you know, kind of like, especially that scholar class. I can't stress how much I love that class. But yeah. So anyways, here is I've cut in some footage there of actually obtaining it. So again, that's the battle-tested axe. Let's pull this up. This would actually probably work pretty well with the with the Rune Lord job as well, you know, because it's an axe that's got a good 200 or 350 physical attack and 250 elemental attack, and then again it increases that lightning and ice damage. Again, that would be actually very, very good for the Rune Lord, because again, you know, those runes trigger off of the weapon specifically, and your weapon has to have the good elemental attack in order to, you know, really pump out the damage with that. So. You know, give yourself an ice rune or a lightning rune, and you will really be pumping it out. So, again, very, very good weapon. That may be my favorite one. We'll see. I really like the battle-tested staff as well, but you know, yeah, that one rocks. That axe is it's probably my second favorite. Yeah, between the axe and the staff. But anyways, all right, so we are in Swarky here for the, which one is this? Let me see, 1 second. The bow. Not, you know, not as wild about this one, but it is still good. This guy is a very unique guy. He'll use all kinds of different spells on you. Usually he starts out with an ice spell and then he'll use a light spell. So if you've got some, you know, armor that protects you from those spells, then you can equip that and kind of reduce some of it. But there it is, the 384 physical attack for the battle-tested bow, 186 for the critical, and occasionally decreases target's physical defense. I mean, that is amazing. Pair that thing up with like with a hunter using Arrow Storm, and you're potentially, you know, hitting and it, you know, multiple enemies and applying that physical defense buff. So that should be an amazing combination. Alright, so next up here is, I think this is Clearbrook, and we are taking on the old lady up at the graveyard. This is going to be the battle-tested staff. Again, I love this weapon. I think that this is probably my favorite of all of them, because I favor magic damage over physical, I suppose. You know, I think this has got the most elemental attack of any staff in the game. So 399 elemental attack, occasionally slows. I don't care so much about the slow on it, but yeah, that thing is amazing. Let me just check here. I'm fairly certain that that's the most elemental attack that you can possibly get on a staff. Yeah, it is. So again, very, very, very good weapon. There's probably other staffs maybe that are potentially better just because, but it would be very in specific situations. So like the bishop staff, for instance, has added light damage, and so maybe that gets outclassed in that regard. But that's again, very, very specific scenario where that may happen. So. Here I'm not really sure why I did this footage like this, but there you have it. That is Clearbrook. All right, so the last thing that we're gonna do here is actually to go take on the guy here in Flames Grace. So we are going to So for last here, I'm going with the battle tested shield. I think is battle tested shield. So not a weapon, but this thing is amazing. So it's got 132 physical defense. Unfortunately, though, you do lose 88 evasion, and then also it doesn't have elemental defense on it, and so it's kind of situational, but pretty good for duels because most of the time you're going to be dealing with somebody that's dealing physical damage to you. But the thing that makes the battle tested shield so good is that it restores HP and SP after every action. I think it restores 200 HP, and I want to say 8 SP per turn. So it is a great shield, and I expect I'll be using these, especially on my casters, because just getting extra SP every turn is fantastic. So there it is. That is the battle tested shield. Like I said, restores HP and SP after every action. I think that's fantastic. But all right, that is going to be it for this one. As always, I hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.